It's been a very strong booking environment. It's been that way for the last 6 months, 6 quarters or so, and I think it's going to continue. Unemployment rate is an all-time low. Interest rates are low. The wealth effect of the stock market this morning, we hit an all-time high in the Dow. S&P is threatening to do the same thing today. And now with the tax cuts, people are going to have more disposable income to spend on discretionary items like a cruise. So we're excited about that.
Have you raised your guidance yet on the back of the impact of tax reform, whether it be just from a lower corporate tax rate for you or because of that wealth effect that you expect consumers to feel?
You know, we're not going to talk about guidance today. I'm in that awkward period in between
but you sound
quarters.
like you're pretty positive on the impact.
I'm very bullish on the cruise industry. In our last earnings call, we said that we were better booked at significantly higher prices than we ever had been, and so that trend has continued, and therefore feel very, very good about the industry and about our particular company.
You got your eye on what oil's doing?
Yeah, but you know, oil represents 8-9% of costs. We're well hedged.
Is it behind labor, I assume?
I'm sorry?
It's behind labor in terms of top
yeah,
costs?
absolutely. But we're well hedged, we don't see that as a significant headwind or tailwind. We manage that pretty well.
All the stocks are doing really well. I mean, Royal Caribbean, Carnival, they're pretty much sitting at or close to record highs.
Yep.
You're a few bucks away from your all-time high. How competitive is it? Because it seems like everything is doing very well across the board. So do you have to cut prices in order to get people on your boats as opposed to letting them go to a Royal Caribbean?
Ships,
sorry.
I'm anti-cutting price. We have a different philosophy of how to attract customers to our brand. We market to fill. We provide greater value. The consumer wants value, not necessarily lower prices. And that's why we lead the industry in yield growth and in absolute yield. So luckily, as I said earlier, business has been very, very strong. Pricing is very, very strong as well. And that's why profits are hitting all-time highs.
We were talking about demographics during the commercial break. I've never been on a cruise. My two colleagues here have, at least. But you're bringing it down. Are you going to ever get to the point where you appeal to those very important millennials that seem to be the focus of everybody?
A quarter of our guests on board today are millennials. It's the fastest growing, both in percentage terms and in absolute terms. So it's no longer your grandfather's cruise line.
And why is that?
Do they buy the tickets, or are they brought on the ship by a grandparent or somebody else, family member?
Everything. Grandparents buy cruises, parents buy cruises, boomers, don't forget the boomers, don't write them off yet. They're still the largest percentage of those who cruise, but the Generation Xers and the millennials, and millennials especially, are fastest growing. And the reason for that, David, is have you been on a ship? You have not been on a ship. You've got to get on a ship. They're fantastic these days. It's not just one big buffet line. So we've got a brand new ship coming online in early May that will be here in New York, and we're going to get you on that one.
Okay.
Think of a 1,000-foot-long racetrack, double-decker, 8 turns. 2 of the turns are banked and cantilevered over the side of the vessel. 10 race cars can race at 35 miles per hour on top of the ship. It's incredible.
Really?
Technology is allowing these kinds of things. I've done it several times now with my grandkids, my family. I haven't had that much fun since I learned how to ride a bike. It's really off the charts. So those kinds of things. Dining on board is still important. This vessel will have 24 dining outlets. Everything from Mexican to barbecue to French, Italian, steakhouse, seafood. A great casino, spa, shops. And don't forget, on a typical 7-day cruise out of New York, where you go down to Florida, the Bahamas, you'll hit 3 different destinations. So
you should go into sales.
You think?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm ready. Book me up right now. What do you got leaving?
I got one.
Got something leaving tomorrow?
You had him at racetrack.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.